So thank you once again for the introduction. It is my great pleasure to be with you today to introduce you to the results of our Pan-European Pension Survey, having a close look, of course, at the result from Portugal, which was one of the 10 countries that participated in, to see where there are similar trends or, on the contrary, different results compared to EU average. Starting with a few words of background, why did we started this pension survey? It's because pensions is a very important topic, both at national and at European level. And we thought it was time to take a few steps back and ask people, savers, our customers, what they want, where they stand, and what they want from their pension. So a survey was the right approach to do so. We wanted absolutely to be representative, pan-European, and we're aiming a substantial number of countries and respondents. So we succeeded at having 10 countries on board and interviewed more than 10,000 people with the help of an external consultant specialized in the running survey. Precisely, we had 1,012 respondents from Portugal. The exercise was end-user friendly, so we had a short questionnaire, 5 minutes, 15 questions, fast, snappy, to ensure that we got good answers. We wanted to focus on active savers, so we had an age filter from 18 to 65 years old to rule out people too young to save or to rule out people that are already retired. And last but not least, we focused on private pension savings. So we excluded any kind of public pension savings, as well as savings outside of financial market, for example, in real estate. We received the result of the survey a bit less than 1 year ago. There were many interesting aspects that we could speak about for hours, but today, for the sake of time and efficiency, I'm going to focus on 3 aspects. First, the pension savings gap. Second will be pension priorities with a close look at safety of savings. And last, information. The pension savings gap. So at EU level, the results show that almost half of the respondents are not currently saving for retirement, 43% precisely. Among those that were savings, there was an equal split between personal pension plan, so-called Pillar 3 that are purchased on an individual basis, and occupational pension plan, which are linked to employment, the Pillar 2 products. There was as well a significant share investing in other type of products that are usually national. Pension is always complicated at EU level, so you always need to consider the national dimension. And last but not least, there was a small but still worrying share of respondents, 3%, that did not know whether they were saving. So that could be the case because breaking down the results, we saw there were a high share of widowers. So they might not be very clear on where they stand on their dead spouse rights. But also it could be that they didn't know the difference between personal and occupational pension and what they are actually saving in. What about Portugal? Portugal, as you can see on the slide, was very close to EU average. 45% of Portuguese respondents are not currently saving for retirement. So if you look at the other countries, the savings gap was ranking between 57% in Spain and Switzerland, 25%. Of course, the savings gap, we focus on private pension savings. So it's not always the case that maybe in a country it's lower savings, but you have higher public pensions. So you always need to put a bit of nuance. What was also interesting with the survey results is to look at what are the factors that impact the level of savings. We could find that at EU level, individual circumstances such as gender, age, education, and employment had an impact. Among those 43% of respondents that are not saving, there were a higher share of women, younger people, people with low level of education and unemployed. All these factors had an impact for Portuguese result, with the exception of one, the gender. So now you can see in the slide, you have for every country the rates, the share of persons that are not saving. In blue, you see the rates for the men, and in green for the women. And actually in Portugal, the differences between men and women is the smallest among the 10 countries, just 1% difference. So that's a good news. It means that women, they are actively involved in financial markets, they save for their pension. Although, just to add a little bit of contrast, I display now its statistic from Eurostat, it's not from our pension survey. Despite having good saving rates, it doesn't mean that women get equal pension than men once retired. Based on this statistic, we see that women's pension in Portugal, they are still 32% lower than men. And this mainly due to the fact to inequalities on labor market, because if there is a gender pay gap, it usually translates in a pension gender gap once you reach retirement. We also wanted to have a look at why people are currently not saving. And at EU level, the main barrier that was referred to was affordability. People don't have the financial capacity to save. Almost 40% of respondents. Worryingly, there were close to 30% of respondents that claimed they were not interested in saving for their pension. So that's quite concerning given aging and demographic trends. But if you want to look at the bright side of the picture, if you addition those that cannot afford and those that want to do it in the near future, you have a big majority, 62% of European respondents that are interested in pension savings. And there again, I'm going to refer to a peculiar aspect in Portugal is that interest in pension savings was much higher in Portugal, 79% than EU average, 62%. An even greater news is that the share of people that are not saving but are planning to save soon is again much higher than EU average. We are reaching 35%. And last but not least, at European level, we could see that age usually was impacting interest in pension savings. The older you get, the less interested you were. But that's not the case in Portugal, where we see that interest is the highest for the medium age category, 36 to 50 years old, hiking to 92%. That's very high results. Now, the second aspect of the survey that I wanted to discuss with you today, it's about pension savings priority. We discussed where they stand, and now it's about what they want. We ask people to select their top 3 priorities among a list of goals, of targets that you could aim when saving for retirement. So those goals, they are listed in the slide. You can see in dark blue the responses at EU level, and in green the responses in Portugal. Clearly the first conclusion that you can draw from this slide is that priorities, they are more or less the same. Portugal is really consistent with the average at EU level. Little differences is that Portuguese people, they are more interested in liquidity, so the possibility to access your retirement funds before retirement age. Tax release, in the performance of investments, in the sustainability of investments, but as well in portability. So the possibility to move your savings if you change countries. And last but not least, this is the outstanding result, is that security is by far the most important priority when saving for retirement, 60% at EU level and 58% in Portugal. This security aspect is, of course, something very interesting that we wanted to dig into more detail, because somehow safety protection is the DNA, the core of insurers' activity. They offer protection in many different ways, either be during the accumulation or the decumulation phase. In the accumulation phase, it's usually achieved first with financial guarantees. So we ask people whether they are interested in financial guarantees. To do so, we had a question asking them to choose between safety or performance. We were projecting what could be the return of a 100 euros investment over 20 years. So if it was guaranteed, the amount you were invested, the 100 euros were saved, and you could achieve some additional return. But if there was no guarantees, you could target much higher return, but in the same time, you could lose a bit of the money you invested. As you can see in the slide with the rather dark shade of blue, at EU level, there was unanimously safety favored over performance, 73%. That also stands true for Portugal, slightly lower, 67%, but still significant. Another way that insurers, they ensure protection in the accumulation phase is via biometric risk coverage. So those are little top-ups that will expand the scope of coverage, covering new risk. The risk that you might die, that you might get disabled or injured, and you cannot save anymore for your pensions. But also the risk of life, that you live longer than you have expected and you run out of money. As you can see in the slides, the percentage of people interested in purchasing this coverage is quite significant, both at EU level and at Portuguese level. Now, moving on to the decumulation, is not only about saving, it's as well about enjoying your retirement savings. So once you reach retirement, what do you prefer? We ask people whether they preferred to get a regular stream of income until the day they die, an annuity, if they would prefer to receive their savings all at once, a lump sum, or if they would prefer flexible withdrawals, meaning that you fix at regular intervals withdrawals on a contractual basis with your provider. There, the results at EU level and in Portugal are very consistent. Respondents favored annuity over other forms of payouts. But because we are thorough, we wanted to ask again the same question, but a bit differently. We added figures, so monetary projections, asking people whether they would prefer a 50,000 lump sum or a 2,500 euros yearly annuity. Interestingly, at EU level, the preference for annuity was kind of nuanced because there was now an equal split, 50-50% between the two forms of payout. Whereas in Portugal, the strong interest in annuity was confirmed, even with figures. So confirming the need for safety as well in the decumulation phase. Last but not least, we spoke about information. Awareness is often the first tool to enable people to save for their retirement, and information is important for them to know where they stand, whether they need to take extra action. We first asked them about the format, whether they prefer digital disclosure or disclosure on paper. At EU level, there was a strong preference for digital format, 67%, and this was even higher in Portugal, 74%. Of Portuguese respondents say they preferred digital disclosures. Of course, we need to keep in mind that this was an online questionnaire, so there was kind of a bias toward digital, but still those figures are much higher than what we anticipated before running the survey. In terms of content, we wanted to know what information is important for people. We asked them to select their top 5 most important information in a list of possible things that you might receive. This question was asked twice, first before purchasing a product, and then once you have purchased the product. So for example, on a yearly basis in your annual statement. The slides now display the results at EU level. The first conclusion that we could draw is that people, they know what they want. There are some information they strongly feel about and other information they are not really interested in. Second conclusion is that the timing of information, so either before or after purchasing the contract, does not really have an impact. Preferences are quite the same. And last but not least, once again, guarantees, information on guarantees, they were very high in terms of priority, followed closely by costs, risk, forms of payout, and performance. If I now have a look at the Portuguese results, we see very similar conclusions. People know what they want. The timing does not impact the relevancy of information. The only difference in the top 5 information is performance. Performance is now ranking 2nd for Portuguese respondents, whereas it was ranking 5th at EU level. So this is it for me today. There has been a lot of information, a lot of figures. I'm just going to give a few words of conclusions of wrap up. The first conclusions that we need to keep in mind is that the pension savings gap is real. People, almost half of the respondents at EU level and in Portugal are not saving for their retirement. And this is quite scary when you see demographic trends. Security is by far the most important priority when it comes to retirement. This has been confirmed in many different questions, different ways, with or without figures. Third, pension savers, they prefer information on a digital format, and this was even higher for Portuguese respondents. Fourth, in all these survey areas, there are significant differences between countries, and I think this is quite interesting in the context of today's presentation. Again, Portugal, we could see some areas where the results were different. So that was the impact on gender on the level of savings, interest in pension savings, preferences for digitalization, and appetite for annuity with monetary projections. Last but not least, responses are also influenced by personal circumstances such as age, gender, and employment. So this is it for me today. I hope this was interesting and that it will hopefully launch a very vivid discussion between our panelists, and I remain available for any question.
Very interesting, Margot. You gave us a lot to talk about. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.